Secretariat Library, Ministry of Culture. And he was also the head of the Library and Resource Center, Election Commission of India. Dr. Bar had also worked as a Library Information Officer in the Department of Telecom, Ministry of Communication and IT from 2001 to 2005. And he has traveled extensively to many European countries. He has contributed many research articles in professional journals published in India and abroad. And there are about 20 articles to his credit. He has edited many ILA annual conference volumes and other professional publications. He has been the General Secretary of the Government of India Librarians Association, CHILA, since 1994. And as a Secretary of CHILA, he has presented and has given oral evidences to various fourth and seventh central pay commissions regarding the status, pay scale, and service conditions for the central government librarians. Dr. Bar has been single-handedly pursuing with the Government of India for the creation of central library services recommended by the 5th CPC, which would bring the library profession at par with the Group A central services for better service condition and time-bound promotion for the central government librarians. So this was you can say in brief about Dr. Bar. He has been closely associated with all government organizations, and you can see that he has worked very closely with archives also. So being the director of the Archaeological Survey of India, so all the libraries were under his ambit. They used to widely travel and then personally used to advise every library is holding the archives, how to handle it, how to nurture it, how to carefully keep it for the posterior generation. So with these words, I would like to invite Dr. Bar to make his presentation on disaster management in archives and cultural institutions. And for the participants, let me tell you, Namdeo, please mute your mic. Now almost mute your mic, Namdeo. Now we are just on the fag end of closing our. Just we are on the fag end, and still we have to keep on telling you that you mute your mic, keep silence, maintain regularity. Do you think that after 10 days also I should keep on instructing you like this? You are not kids, I am not a teacher. We should understand that when resource person is here, your sincerity and dedication should start right from here. So in future also, you try to see your mic by mistake also. It should not be in on mode. So Dr. Bar, if you are listening to me.
Yes, Dr. Masum.
So
thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you.
Thank you. And hello. I am audible, dear participants?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
So, welcome to my dear colleagues, young professionals representing all over the country. I think Dr. Masum was kind enough to send me the list of participants yesterday, and I have gone through the list. It was covering almost the entire country. I think mostly participants from Maharashtra.
Naren sir, your mic is mute.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The COVID, dear friends, the COVID has changed our life since 2020 to 2022. Life has changed. I used to go to, I think whenever there is a, 1 minute. Sorry. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
So the topic today is disaster management in archives and cultural institutions, including archives, libraries, museums, everything like that. So, there are two renowned scientists. One is Paul Edstein and Graham Matthew. 1996 have defined a disaster as any incident which threatens human safety and or damage or threatens to damage a library, archives, buildings, its collections, equipment and systems. Government of India has passed or have been enacted the Disaster Management Act way back in 2005. The term disaster has a wide scope as it includes natural disasters and man-made disasters. Natural disasters include weather phenomena such as floods, hurricanes, blizzards. Blizzards is called a very bad type of storm or cyclone. Then storms, cyclones, landslides, earthquakes, extreme of heat or cold, volcanic eruptions, then tsunamis. Tsunamis, I think many people, the state I belong to, Odisha, generally we used to experience every year there is tsunami in Odisha. It is a very, core state, so to say. Then man-made disasters. Then man-made disasters there like theft, criminal damage, fire, war and terrorism. Presently, today is the completion of the Iran and Israel war between Hamas and Hezbollah. I think today they have completed the 1 year war. 7th of October 2023 it was started and they have completed today the 1 year war. War and terrorism, building collapse, transportation, accidents and industrial accidents and other technical disasters like power cuts and gas leaks, etc. Breakdown of computer network in libraries and in computer labs, communication failure, cooling and heating, ventilation system failure, etc. These are the features or these are the causes of disaster management, so to say. Disaster plans normally include 4 stages. One is prevention, how to prevent the disaster. Second is how to prepare, the preparedness of how to prepare to face the disaster. Then how to react it before or after the disaster happens or occurred. Then how to recovery. So these are the 4 things or the type of preparedness or responsiveness or how to face or mitigate the different kind of or different types of disasters. So I have already told you. Again, I am also repeating what is a disaster. Disaster means a greater or sudden misfortune or a terrible accident. This is the case of archives can be flood, heavy leakage in the roof of a building of a library, infestation with biological agents, fire, an earthquake, other man-made problems such as erosion, bombing, theft, etc. Then types of disaster. You see, there is a firing, there is man-made, and right hand side is I think it is earthquake. How the buildings are broken or it is shattered or it has come down, it has come to a dust. Then disaster of common interest. The personnel of the archives and similar institutions like libraries should be aware of the local disasters occur in the locality and they should know the characteristics of the disasters and the control measures besides the effective preparedness to contain the disasters. Normal disasters are fire, floods, earthquake, theft, pest, human handling, and faulty construction and planning of the building or the premises where it occurs. Then disaster management plan. Whatever may be the type of disaster when occurs, it is very difficult to safeguard the records and human beings in the archives or libraries. Therefore, a disaster management plan is required for an institution to handle disaster before, while, and after its occurrence, or when it's happened. Then the tropical and subtropical. So, India is a tropical country. And we are called the third world countries in the world map. The climates, tropical and subtropical climates are not good climate for the upkeep of the archival collection or books or materials or whatever library resources or records being kept in different institutions in India. India falls in the zone of climate. Temperature in this climate, moisture, content, etc. are essentially different, and therefore the measures taken to content higher in the institutions are also very different. Then what is disaster preparedness plan? How to face it? How to prepare a plan to save or to face it? Having a disaster preparedness plan means an archives has implemented action to prevent disasters from occurring and has prepared by developing the necessary procedures to effectively respond to and recover from a disaster when it does occur, thereby reducing impact on the staff, the collection and the archives or the libraries. It is a document containing information on the standard operating procedure, that is called SOP, standard operating procedure, to be adopted in an emergency due to any disaster. Then disaster response team, how to have a team or a group or a dedicated personnel or the professionals or experts, how to to prepare or to make them trained or to make them skilled. That is called disaster response team. Government of India has a department called disaster management under the Ministry of Home Affairs. I think since 2005 it has been started working, and its office is located in the Subjurong Development Area, just next to AIMS Trauma Center. And I think another office is in Rohini. So they have that has been controlled by the Ministry of Home Affairs. So disaster response teams should be organized in the institution. It should have the coordinator. There should be a coordinator of the team. There must be people who are expert in conservation, that is called conservators, civil engineers, electrical engineers, fire officer, revenue officer, police officer, health officer, etc. All the experts or the professionals or the different, from the different field, different subjects should be part of the disaster response team. They should be given specified duties and meet regularly to review the situation in the institution. Doesn't mean that once you constitute or form or you make or made a team from suppose today you have constituted that, or you have formed it, or you have set up a committee, but they have to be regularly meeting, they have to be trained, and they should be properly guided, or there must be in service or mid-career training. They should be exposed to the kind of calamities, so that they will be always up to date how to face the disaster response or disaster preparedness, or to mitigate. Authority statement. When there is a disaster, who has to take a decision? The head of the institution authorizes its staff, its employees, and volunteers to meet emergency. So without the, suppose a police firing is there, so there must be the authority who has to, the SP or the collector or the district magistrate have to give the authority, go on firing or control the mob. So there must be authority under whose direction the disaster management or responsiveness work to be carried out. The head of the institution's disaster response team is vested with the authority to declare a state of emergency and to use appropriately whatever resources are necessary. It is the duty of the authority or the head of the institution. Then policy statement, how it is related for the disaster, how to prepare a policy or document. During a disaster, the archives declares its priorities to be protection of life protection, recovery, and stabilization of the collection of records. For archiving this alone, it authorizes the bypassing normal procedures because the archives is always gets some prioritize what is called uh, what is called exactly prioritize importance rather than other institutions because old records, old documents, old public, which is rare in terms of libraries. Archives is exactly the sophisticated place of preserving old and rare and iconic documents, which you cannot get anywhere or any institutions of the country. Then general instructions. What are the general instructions? Wherever necessary, visible emergency exist signs must be posted clearly in the library or in archives or in museums or cultural heritage institutions. On hearing an alarm or information from the staff, all the staff and all persons shall evacuate the archives. I don't know whether our dear friends who are representing from libraries or museums or the departments who are attending today in the government colleges or the staff or the private colleges or semi government college, they have this hearing alarm system in is existing or not. I don't think I think 80%, 90% colleges they don't have because the financial or the economic crunch. Then copies of the emergency plan should be available readily for the disaster response team. Copies of the emergency plan. So there must be multiple copies of emergency plan should be available readily for the disaster. It should be kept in a place so that suppose there is heavy rain and there is a the meteorological department that are giving warnings or they have sent a yellow warning, red warning, like that. So in connection with that warnings, the emergency plan should be kept ready and must be readily available with the disaster responsible team. The disaster, response team has authority in all practical matters for the duration of the emergency. So they should be given proper hand or the authority to carry it out or to proceed how to face the disaster. Then, in case of fire, which is common everywhere, this is the fire. It is a very unfortunate thing. Fire is a resultant of the combination of fuel, air, and the ignition temperature. Fire is one of the devastating agencies in archives, libraries, and similar institutions where organic materials such as manuscripts, manuscript many people you must have seen or you must have kept in your library or museums or the archives, in textiles, then art objects, natural history, specimens are present. So it may be happen there. You see the photograph, how the people are there, background is the devastating fire has been already occurred. Then, what are the causes of fire? How it happens? How it occurred? Fire is an fire in an archives can occur or in a library can occur due to various factors. They are, what are the factors? Number one, electrical or mechanical factors due to failure of air conditioners, overloading, etc., which is common during summer. Because, suppose in a building, there are hundreds of air conditioners are functioning and there is limited supply of or voltage supply of electricity and it cannot take the overload. So there must be short circuits. So generally the fire breaks out. Then chemical factors. Due to the cause of chemicals, paints, etc., in storage, the fire can occur. Then human factors. What is that? The smoking. People are taking bidi, cigarettes, and lighting, and deliberate firing, etc. They put it in a corner, or they put it in a dustbin, or they put it in a corner of a library, or in office, or in the entrance point, or in the what is called the washrooms are like that. So these are the causes of how fire broken out. Then what is fire fighting? How to fight it? How to face it? How to stop it? So these are the points. Start the fire, remove the vulnerable materials from the site, which is vulnerable for the fire to be cast off immediately, even not second, even immediately, like at the time of Diwali, or there is a procession and there is a firecracks are being put in fire. So at the time, within no time, it can be catch fire. Then starve the fire by cutting of air to fire. Starve the fire. Then starve the fire by cooling down the ignition temperature. So suppose there is a fire immediately broken out, or outbreak of fire, then cooling down the system, there must be the library or the archives or the museums or the other cultural institutions. There must be cooling down system. So how to suppress it, how to bring it down, or how to brought it down. So these are the firefighting measures. The need for the prevention of fire. Why it should be prevented, or what is the need, or what is the use of prevention of fire? Fire is of a great concern in archives, libraries, and similar institutions where organic materials such as manuscripts on textiles, papers, leaves, leather, bamboo, ivory, etc. are present. One must take all precautionary measures to contain fire, thereby avoiding fire. So I think these are the how to prevent all these such a manuscript. I think the National Archives of India, or the National Museum and Archaeological Survey of India, they have, I think, lakhs of manuscripts are there, which is very rare and kept. I think we have put them physically, and also we have digitized, and also another institution called under the Ministry of Culture, that is called Indian National Center for the Arts. They have also lakhs of manuscripts collected from all over the country, and also our South Asian countries, from Central Asia, from Western Asia, like that. So we have kept it, we have digitized them, and we have the National Archives of India have branches in Bhubaneswar, in Bhopal, and in Jaipur. So we have duplicate copies kept there, only to save from the fire or from natural disaster. Then come to what one should do, or what the authority or the staff or the government or the local authority should do. One must know the elements of disaster preparedness to avert fire, to safeguard the archival materials, records, etc. during fire, and the salvaging activities after fire. What is the responsibility? How to respond it? What one should do? Then disaster preparedness. There are various or the different elements of disaster preparedness are: before disaster, different stages. Then before disaster, what has to be done? Then during a disaster, then after a disaster. As I told you, earlier also, the prevention, the preparedness, the reaction, and the recovery. Then fire safety. Everybody aware of, our dear friends. Fire is one of the major devastating agencies, which is completely destroys objects such as organic objects, paper, leather, leaves, wood, and also wooden furnitures, bamboo, bark, etc. Within a short time. Even metallic objects like lead, tin also, the tin used for the roof, tin also will be damaged due to fire. Therefore, fire safety is an important aspect to be cared for. In addition to meeting the environmental standards, the institutions like archives, libraries, museums should meet fire safety standards for the protection of their collections. So, dear friends, while you are setting up a library or building a library or going to establish a library, these norms should be taken into consideration. You must have read the library building plan by Dr. Ranganathan. He has already in 24 to during his uh, first journey to London in 1924. He has studied there in UK as well as in USA, in Pittsburgh, where he did his PhD. He had his experience in those years. I think more than 100 years now. Exactly 1924 to 2024. This year, we have celebrated his, Diamond Jubilee celebration of uh, his birth anniversary. Then electrical and mechanical. One thing I should know, I have written here: leaves, woods, and bamboo. Achha, can anybody tell me which will be the most durable thing in for a library? Not exactly the library. I think one of my mentor, who is no more, Mr. M.C. Raghavan, who died in, I think, 2014 or 13. I think 13. He was a direct student of Ranganathan. M.C. Raghavan. I have learned many things from him. When he was a librarian in the Central Road Research Institute in Mathura Road, on the way to Mathura, outskirt of Delhi, there was a reference made to him. So the director of the Central Road Research Institute and the team who was in charge of building bridge construction asked the reference which type of product is longest life, and it took, I think, more than 3 months or nearly 3 to 4 months to find out the reference, and he could able to find out the reference, and it is bamboo which has the longest life. So nowadays we people, ठीक है नहीं मिल रहा है, sorry I cannot get it. Immediately we are asking. At that time there was no computer. Though it was initially, computer was introduced in his lab in Central Road Research Institute, CRRI, but he could able it. He could able to find it out. So bamboo is the longest life, my dear friends. Then electrical and mechanical factors, how it is involved or how it is related to. Electrical installation, electrical fittings, then defective air coolers, air conditioners, exhaust fans, etc., are the main reasons for the breakout of fire in archives, libraries, and museums, etc. The cause of most of the fire in museums in the past is the failure of the air conditioners, because a lot of air conditioners are there, and they cannot, because of its aging, because of its excessive use, because of its poor maintenance, because of its not properly not servicing every year or every 6 months. So its failure is the air conditioners, and it is called man-made as well as technical, both technical as man-made also. Both are responsible for the mechanical factor as well as the electric factor. Then the chemical fire. How it is, you see there is a big factory, left hand side, you must have seen it. The archives, the archives, libraries, museums have conservation laboratories or other biological sections where chemicals are used for the conservation of preservation work. Sometimes while painting of buildings is done, new building or annually or biannually, there must be, the painting of the building is done. The paints and other inflammable chemicals are used at the time of painting or recoloring of the building or the walls. The negligence in their use causes fire in the building. These are the negligence part of by the persons who are engaged for painting. Even at times, the gas used in the canteen also result in fire in the institutions concerned. You must have seen in many news in the newspaper, in television, wherever there is gas leakages in the factory, in the canteen, or in a train, in many places, in the airport also, in bus stand also, where there is gas is used. Then inorganic. Inorganic is word derived from the words inert and nitrogen. That's called inert, or it is full form is nitrogen. It's a mixture of nitrogen, argon, and carbon dioxide. These are called nitrogen. The specific gravity of energen or the nitrogen is 1.05, which is similar to air, and therefore human beings could safely remain in the room during trial operation or during accidental release of energen. So these are the things to be very careful and cautious while using this energen or the nitrogen. Then fire in government museums, Chennai, one example. Anybody from Chennai? I don't think nobody from Chennai. During a function in the museum theater in 2001, fire erupted due to halogen lamp which fell on the screen. This was put off by fire extinguishers by the museum staff, and training had been given just a week back. So just 1 week before, training was given how to face it, or if any untoward incident happened, how to face it or how to challenge it. So you see, just before the training was given, it was happened way back in 2001, 23 years before. Museum in Government Museum, Chennai, I have seen that. Very good museum. Then fire in Central Library, Imphal. It is Imphal is Manipur, the capital city, where I think more than a year or two, 1 year and a half, the ethnic conflict is going on, and Cookies and Métis, and a lot of lives have been destroyed. Many buildings, many houses, many institutions have been devastated. I think, I'm not sure, I think many libraries must be fall prey, and the museums and other private collections must have been damaged. Nearly 145,000 books have been destroyed in an arson attack in the state central library in Imphal in Manipur. It was an example. You see left hand side how this arson happened or the occurred. Then fire in Salarjung Museum, it in Hyderabad. Very good. I think after National Museum, it is one of the best museum in India. And the third one will be Indian Museum, Kolkata. It is also one of the beautifully building and also very lovely and precious, priceless collections there in all the three: National Museum, Janpath in Delhi, Salarjung Museum in Hyderabad, and third is the Indian Museum, Kolkata. The priceless antiques, some of the country's rarest gems, and even the famed veiled Rebecca had a narrow escape on Friday, 3rd November 2006. When the fire or the damage was occurred, having been spared the fury of an early morning blaze at the Salarjung Museum, which gutted its 300-seat auditorium due to electrical short circuits. I think our Munigal, who is from the Central Osman University, she must have seen it, and she must have good knowledge about this. Rachna, Archana Munigal.
Yes,
Archana is there?
yes, sir, I'm here. Good morning to
Okay.
you.
Good
I'm
morning.
listening
Thank
to
you.
you.
I've seen you. I've seen your name yesterday, Archana.
Yes, sir.
Archana is a very prominent Nari Netri, or to say women empowerment. So our congratulations to her, and also salute
Thank
to
you,
her.
sir.
She's taking a lot of care for the upliftment or empowerment of library professional women librarians. So good step. Thanks, Archana.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words.
Then theft in the State Museum, Hyderabad. It is also in Archana's place. In a major haste, thieves gained into the entry of State Museum at Public Gardens, Nampally. It is where it is in Nampally, Archana?
It's very near to
Nampally.
my place, sir.
It is near a university, or
Yes.
it is near to that Salarjung Museum?
It takes around half an hour to go. I mean, all the places in Hyderabad take half an hour to 1 hour to go. So if
Okay.
anyone is interested among the participants, most welcome to visit Hyderabad. I can take you around.
Nampally is very, very posh locality, I think, no?
No, sir, it's one of the old cities which was established.
Okay.
Saiprabad, Gachibowli, and all those places are of the new this thing.
It is near that palace, at the Nizam's palace.
Not really near. Everything is like half an hour, 40 minutes distance
Okay.
to each other.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So it was in Nampally in Hyderabad as given a good idea or good picture of Nampally area in Hyderabad by Archana, and several antiques, antique two swords, a spearhead, and a mosquito net support with silver inlay late on Wednesday, 16 January 2008. That is a theft. It was stolen or pilfered by the miscreants in Hyderabad. Then earthquake, which is a major kind of disaster. Earthquake is a tremor of the Earth's surface, usually triggered by the release of underground stress along fault lines. The release causes movement in masses of rock and resulting shock waves. It's called earthquake. Then what is richer scale? You must have seen in the television when it is occurred in Afghanistan, in India, in Northeast, in China, in Japan, from the earthquake prone areas. So how the news came? It is in 3.4, it is in 5.4, it is for 6.7, it is for 2.3, like that. How it is richer? Why it is called richer? In 1935, American seismologist Charles Richer developed a scale that measures the magnitude of seismic waves, called the Richter scale, in his name only. It is named after Richter scale. It rates earth tremors on a scale from 1 to 9, with 9 being the most powerful, and each number is representing an increase of 10 times the energy over the previous number. That is called increasing number. That's called Richter scale. You see the left 5, 6, 7, 8, just like a scale which you must have used during your studentship in the school. Then in case of an earthquake, how to face it? Safety of human beings is very important. In case of a disaster, one can keep oneself under the strong threshold or sturdy furnitures. One should not stand near glass windows. You should always keep yourself away from the glass windows, which is most of the libraries use glass windows for the clear what is called what I should say, clear light should come. Glass windows, doors, glass, and showcase exits. Sharp tools should not be with the person. Should not be there. I think nobody from Gujarat. I think there is a library called Baroda Public Library. I had gone there twice. Baroda Public Library was one of the public library system, one of the modern public library system in India. In 1903, the Soyaji Rao Maharaj Gaikwad III, he was very illustrious and very philanthropic and very knowledgeable and most readable and popular king of Gujarat. He has traveled almost all the countries of the world 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And he invited in 1903 the W.A. Borden, the American librarian, to set up a public library in entire Baroda state. So the Baroda Public Library, which is just located 500 meters away from the Lakshmi's palace, the Maharaja's palace, the library window, there is no electricity. So the floor of there, I think first floor or ground floor, first floor, and there is second floor. No, I think second floor is there. The window glasses are made in such a way, and the floor of the library building is made up by Belgian glasses. So there is till today, if you go and see him, there is no electricity, there is no wiring of the electric bulbs or the tube lights or halogen lights or LED lights. So whenever there is sunshine that comes through the reflects on the the floor and reflects the entire stack. So there is no need of electricity. You see, in 1903, the what is called the architectural or the technical expertise, the professional expertise, the the engineering expertise. So how it was made or suggested, advised by the great visionary Pandit Maharaj Gaikwad, as well as in consultation with the W.A. Borden. That is my purpose of telling you. Being a librarian, if you visit, sometimes you go to that part of India, you please visit Baroda Public Library, one of the illustrious and very, very up-to-date and very modern library. Then after earthquake, one should be prepared to meet the shock of the earthquake. How to? The fire should be extinguished with a suitable extinguisher. You must have, I think you people, wherever you are working, there must be fire extinguisher, the red color, it must be kept in the corner. So you must have seen it, or every library or every institution where you are working, it must have been there. One should contact the concerned with the help of the list of persons and the corresponding telephone numbers, always available in the with the head of the institution or the librarian or the archivist or the museum director or the curator. So it should be there, a list of corresponding, you need to contact them. If there is any leakage of water or electricity, this should be off in the proper way. Immediately it should be switched off. One should know how to escape from the building without any damage to oneself. When you also, because of panic, because of fear, you can run over, you can run away. So be very careful while you are going away or to escape from the building or the floor where you located. One should enter in building only after the advice of the emergency officer. Don't go run away. Don't go be panic. Don't be scared of. So always listen or what is called follow the instruction by the staff or by the instruction or by the alarm being used at the time of earthquake. One should enter in the building only after the advice of the emergency official. Then one should anticipate the fall of materials at the time of opening of and should take care. Because it may fall, earthquake. You must have seen when earthquake occurs, how fans are being shattered, it is trembling, and the watches and the furnitures, the shelves, everything like that. You must have experienced or you must have witnessed that. Then building. At the time of construction and repair of the building, monitoring should be made to avoid damages. The drain pipes of the building and the water drain from the ceiling should be maintained properly. Then proper protection from theft, burglary should be taken care of at the time of making, preparing or construction of building of a library or the archives. Then another major causes for disaster is flood, which is India is experiencing. Recently, flood, I think, in North India, in West Bengal, in Bihar. I think 2015 very devastating flood in Chennai. Uh, every year, India is witnessing the very huge or the very inundated flood by the rain fury. An abundant, usually overwhelming flow or fall as of river or rain is called flood. You know, everybody has witnessed it. Everybody has witnessed it or experienced it. Flood is one of the devastating factor in archives, museums, and libraries, which is a prey, which we fall prey. Precautions should be taken to prevent flood damage to archives and libraries and museums. Then how to prevent flood? Recovery plan after flood. After flood, the recovery of the damaged materials is very important. For this, a survey should be made on the affected objects. A recovery plan should be prepared and acted upon by an expert group or by skilled laborers or workers or experts. How to recovery make a plan to protect the books, the journals, the computers, the discs, the manuscripts, the furnitures, the other important resources which were completely damaged by the flood occurred in the library, or the flood water entered into the library building or the floor or the store. Then how the recovery from the flood. Children recovered their books from water during the flood in 2004 in Assam. You see, small children, two sisters, I think, how they are taking the books and keeping in a table or a bench, I think. You think, small girl. So it is already water is submerged the entire house or in a school building. It was in 2004. Then preventing measures at bomb threat. Bomb threat is now going on in Israel and Iraq. Every day, I think on 1st of this month, there was 180 missiles were fired at Israel. Then some examples. Anybody from Pune? Vandarkar Oriental Research Institute, one of the most valuable resources, or one of the iconic or archaical very archival building, and I have seen it. I have gone there. It is well planned and I think it was a British period building. Vandarkar Research BORI. It is called Vandarkar Oriental Research Institute. Very iconic and valuable, invaluable materials are kept and being used and preserved there. That is called BORI, short form. The library acts are pulled down by the miscreants. You see, the miscreants or the rogues, how they made the book racks pulled down by the miscreants in that Bhandarkar Oriental Research Library in Pune. Pune is a very good city and the education system is very good. The standard of libraries and maintenance of libraries resources are well maintained and well arranged, and also very quick services. You must have, if you have gone there, you must have experienced that. Then Puri Library Pune. The library's almirahs were top down over the other by the miscreants. देखो कैसे एक का ऊपर कैसे रख दिया, pull down one after another by the hooligans, by the gundas. Then Puri Library Pune again. You see, the library's open shelves are also pulled down by the miscreants. You see, books are pulled down. It is lying over one over another, and the racks are completely damaged. The planks or the shelves have been already broken. The windows are broken. So like that. You see, there is a fire extinguisher. You must have seen on the back. Then Puri Library again, Pune. The library shelves made of wood were ransacked by the miscreants. You see how badly it has been damaged or it has been thrown out. Then Puri Library Pune. Except some of the wooden almirahs along the wall, all the almirahs with heavy load of books were pulled down by miscreants. I mean, how bad, how they don't have sense at all. And this is public property. Why? Then Oriental Pune also, you see the beautiful and old archaic, book table or the display table, glass panes with sloping showcase with rare manuscript displayed were broken. You see, it is available in our archives library in Delhi. Very old type or British type of display racks with glass tables or gas stoves are there. Properly maintained. Then Buri Library, Pune, you see the glasses are broken. The broken glass pieces fell down on the rare paper manuscripts, and the same was not damaged in this disaster. Thank God. Then disaster at Buri, the office also ransacked by the miscreants. All the data in the hard disk was lost. You see, files are broken, scattered all over. The planks, wooden, the right-handed table is there. Then disaster at Bori, again, the books are, you see, piled, bundle after bundle, bundle over bundle. There was very good response from the public and students to recover the ransacked library. So people are very conscious. They are coming. They came voluntarily to help the library staff or the research staff or the authority to bring back its usual condition, usual day-to-day functioning of the library or the small girl is how he's helping, she is helping. Disaster at Bori. Volunteers from the nearby school were also came for a retrieval and recovery books. You see how a pretty girl is taking out the bundle of books to put it in itself. You see what is her, how her mission or his zeal or his what is called attitude to save a library or to put books in order. See her attitude or his involvement, or interest. Then disaster at Bori, the palm leaf manuscripts, which you must have seen or you must have kept in most of the libraries where you, dear friends, are working. Manuscript in Almira were not spilled, and therefore, with the help of the volunteers, the Almiras were kept in the right position with the help of volunteers. Then disaster at Bori again, even though the window glass panes are broken in disaster, no palm leaf manuscripts are lost. At least it is properly kept. Then risk assessment. You see the risk, how many people are there in a scooter by her father. It is very important to assess the risk before the preparation of disaster management. So why so many people are there, because he doesn't have, affordability to bring a car or other mode of transportation. He is compelled to take the risk of transporting his entire family. So you have to do the calculate or to have a risk assessment or the risk management. Then let us protect human beings and cultural property from disasters. So these are the points, whatever little knowledge I have or I have gone through or over the period of my working different organizations. But very frank, dear friends, we are talking theoretically. But government of India is not much interested to take care of the libraries, archives, museums, other like art and manuscript institutions. There is another very good institution under the Ministry of Culture that is called Vrindavan Research Institute. Huge collection on manuscripts, on Sanskrit, Veda, Puran, Bhagavad, Mahabharata, like that. But very badly maintained and poorly maintained. There is no librarian, no archives for the last many years. I think when I joined in the ministry, it was some 25, 20, 30 lakhs or something. Now it is more than 1 crore or 1.5 crore for the maintenance, salary and building. Very well located place. That's Vrindavan Institute, very bad. And there is no librarian in National Archives of India for the last 20 years, so to say. No library. After I left, retired from Archaeological Survey of India, no director, only maintained by junior staff. And 2 years back, I think it has shifted from National Archives building to its present building, just opposite to Supreme Court. It is called Tilak Marg. It has a new building, and it is in basement and in the first floor. It was shifted from Simla. Archaeological Survey of India Library was first established in Simla by British Lieutenant Colonel or something like that. He was the first who opened our Indian people eyes what India's cultural heritage is. Then Cunningham, Mr. Cunningham, he has his old, I have seen in my library, he has 2 diaries in pencil marked diary. He has, suppose in a village near Cuttack district, or in a village near Tumkur district, or village near Pune, or a village near West Bengal's Howrah or Hooghly. So the person he met, the places he visited, the tea he took at a roadside dhaba. So everything he has, or the temple he visited, the priest he talked or discussed with, everything he has written in those during British period in colonial era. So he ride over a horse or sometimes in elephant, and he visits village to village, town to town, district to district, and statewide, and discovered all the monumental archaeological heritage of India. Had he not been there, I think India would not have been discovered. And we are so rich in monumental heritage, in temple, in kilas, in forts, and kingdoms. The whole. When I was in Paris for a UNESCO scholarship in 1996, when I had gone to for buying a camera, so he asked, "Are you from?" Then I from India. No, you are from Rajasthan. Well, how did you know Rajasthan? Now, yes, I had been to Rajasthan. There is a city of palaces. So the city of kings, the state of kings. So he was happy, or his staff were very happy to know India. The city of, but it is Rajasthan. So most of the tourists from France or from other central part of Europe used to visit, very much interested to visit Rajasthan. Raj means, kings, monarchs. So like that. So, so mind your friends, library always gets lower priority, so to say. This is my 41, 42, 43 years of experience in Government of India. And I felt, there was a recommendation by the 5th Central Pay Commission to create a library cadre at par with IAS, Indian Administrative Service, or Indian Police Service, or Indian, just at par with Indian Forest Service, Indian Railway Account Service, Indian Coast Account Service, Indian Civil Account Service, Indian Audit and Account Service, at par with. It was headed by, I think, who was there at the time? Justice Pandian. Yes. And the member secretary was Mr. Kaur, Maharaj Kishan Kaur. He was my boss sometime. He was secretary. Latter part, he joined as Secretary Higher Education, Government of India. He was he's a voracious reader. He was a voracious reader. He loves books. He was a dramatist. He was an actor. I know him through of his batchmates. One is my mentor my boss, Mr. R.C. Tripathi. He was a 64 batch IS. Kausa was IS also. And another my mentor, he was also Chief Secretary, retired Mr. Sahadev Sahu. He comes from a very poor family. He when he was studied in Devonshire College, Cuttack, he doesn't have chappal to wear. And he used to maintain or to take lunch in Chidua. कहते हैं ना पोहा और कुछ चीनी तब नहीं था, गुड़ खा के चलते थे. And he used to steal in the early in the morning. He used to wake up and steal some good and poha from his roommates' box or from the bags. And his career was tougher. He was first class first in his matric, was first class first in intermediate. At that time, it was pre-university first class. Then he switched over to after his graduation from Reverend College, Kotak, he switched over to Allahabad University, where he met my boss, R.C. Tripathi. He was his batchmate, and he both got into IS. And when he was a student in Mr. Sahu was a student in Aligarh, Allahabad University, so he was not affluent. So he borrowed money from a Gupta Sahab koi the. He was kind enough to borrow some money so that once you get a job, you you repay the loan. So Tripathi was telling me that whenever he comes to after the training, when he comes for training to Mussoorie Academy, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Sahadev Sahuji was used to give 150 or 50 rupees per month or something to repay his loan, which was given by that Guptaji at this time. And he was stopped in his batch in 64 in Allahabad. So what I told is, Kocha was their batchmate. He was kind enough that, yes, Mr. Bar, I am impressed that it is high time that librarians should get recognized, and there should be cadre for archivists as well as from museum specialists and for the librarians. But it remained in the file. It remained in the what is called dust accumulated file in the Ministry of Culture and the respective ASI and the library section of the Ministry of Culture. I put I think 7, 8, more than 50 questions over the period from 1986, 95 to 2001. There was still a parliament question: is assurance in assurance form? Yes, there are a lot of demands by Government of India Library Association, and in this finance year, that means 2000-2001, there should be a creation of librarian cadre at par with other central civil service group A. But because of our own people, our professionals leg pulling and backbiting, and no lackadaisical attitude of the ministerial staff, of the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Personnel, which are concerned for creation of the make a cadre of creation of Group A gazetted post. So there should be automatically promotion like IAS, IPS, and allied services. It is still there, and it could not materialize. And people are criticizing me that I did nothing. But unless there are three things always, my dear friends, remember in life. One is media, second one is executive, that is IAS, bureaucrats, IPS. Third is political people. So if there is no will by these three category, media, executives, and bureaucrats, and the legislatures, you cannot succeed. You cannot get anything in life. So suppose many people who are working in middle level colleges or somewhere in private colleges, you have to satisfy, or you have to always be loyal to your secretary of the management committee, or the chairman of the management committee, and the principal who is a member secretary of the management committee. So unless they are they give a good response or listen to you, to be convinced by you, or they are having special knack for improvement of the library, or good books to be procured, then good latest computer to be procured, good staff to be recruited, and very good books which is appropriate, or which is mostly sought after by the student, by the staff, by the users, or by the academic staff to be used. So you cannot get them, because you are one of the staff. Decision is not in your hand. You are at the receiving end, and I think many people must be only single man librarianship. I think there may not be hardly there may be one peon or one clerk. The clerk must be shared his timings between the office as well as in library. And another thing, another very peculiar and very common thing in Government of India libraries. I have worked in many ministries. The 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 staff or the subordinate staff or the ministerial staff or the typist or the peons or the attendants, which are not fitted into any section of the ministry of the department. They are compulsorily posted in the library, which cannot be controlled by the secretary or the joint secretary or by the deputy secretary or under secretary. They posted them so that the librarian or the library officer or the library in charge, the director or the librarian must be in trouble. They cannot take any action how to make him or her punctual, how to be sincere, how to work properly in the library, or to give proper justice to the library. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen in this country. So these are the things. It is very, very. This is my experience. Sorry to say. And also our great visionary, so to say, father of library science, Dr. CSL Ranganathan. He started his career in such a time, wherever he has gone or he worked, he created an image. And every department, everywhere in India, there is 2-3, the people are, loggerheads. And there is no good coordination between the library and the department. Delhi University, horrible place. In Banaras, Ranganathan worked there. I also studied there my MD science. Great professor, you must have heard his name, P.N. Kaula. He has written many books on and about his guru, Professor S.R. Ranganathan. Ranganathan Sahib was invited in 50-51 to be the librarian of Banaras University. At that time, Dr. S.R. Radhakrishnan, after that he was President of India, became President of India. He had personally gone to invite Ranganathan to Madras to take over as professor and head to create the Department of Library Science in Banaras and also head the Library of Banaras University, which was created or set off or established by the great social reformer, educationist, Sir or Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. So, he's from South, one of the South Indian, Mr. Subramaniam, he didn't allow him to work. And situation came to that state in a night when there was drizzling and there was, raining. Ranganathan left Banaras. In the night itself, he went to the Vice Chancellor's office and handed over the key of the library to the peon of that Vice Chancellor and left in the night, left for the station and went and came to Delhi. So this is the situation of a librarian of country. And Ranganathan, when he was a librarian, he was invited almost all committees of educational committees in UGC, in ministry, in home affairs, disaster management or whatever at that time, not disaster management, in building committee, in CRRA committee, in science technology committee, in Bureau of Indian Standard committee. Ranganathan has prepared more than hundreds of BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard committees on different codes. And those BIS standards he created in such a beautifully worded codes. Nowadays, nobody can touch upon. Every word has been defined. Every word has been defined. And one of the librarian, he retired 2-3 years before from Delhi University. So by backdoor entry, he became the chairman of that library standard committee. So I asked him, my dear friend, I am not naming him, So can you, he took the pride that yes, it is very old, long back, 50, 60, 70 years back, it was drafted or it was prepared, and let us change it. Let us change the course created by. Well, my dear friend, can you write a sentence? Forget of changing or imagining or dreaming of changing the course. Very small, I think 40, 30 pages, 20 pages, 15 pages, 19 pages, something like that. Can you change a sentence? Then he didn't answer my question. So this is the condition of a library. And my dear friend, I wish everybody all success. Go and step up your cadre, library cadre, uh, manage higher post, go to the higher pedestal of life. And my sincere request to give maximum service to the clientele, to the researcher, to the user, to the reader or the student, so that he will be happy. Ranganath always believes that. So these are the small submission before you learn people, learn my professional librarians. So thank you very much. Thank you very much once again to my dear friend Dr. Masum Raja, who is the chairman of the Department of Library and Film Science. He is always a dear friend. Whenever any function or any occasion or any other things he used to remember me, call me. I'm really grateful to him and highly I extend my sincere gratitude. Side by side, also my sincere thanks and gratitude to Faiza, Madam, the director of the Aligarh Muslim University Human Resource Development Center. Thank God, and UGC is very cruel, not conducting this reflection courses or the this courses for the professional librarians, assistant librarians, lectures, physical form, which is very bad. You know the condition of distance courses, and you see the difference of the standards of the level, the regular courses in classroom teaching and the what is called the open learning system. Much differences. I had gone to three when I was director in the Archaeological Survey of India. There is staff selection commission. I had been there to select some of the junior librarians for the Archaeological Survey of India and other librarians and other institutions. And many people were from open schooling background and some friends from Bihar. 75%, 78%, 8%, 80% in friends. And one question I asked, who was Ranganathan? Some student asked, brother of Ramdev. So I thought that I should break my head. Who was Ranganathan? Brother of Ramdev. So this is the standard. So instead of what is called, I feel pity on the boy. I rather our teachers are responsible for that, who are teaching, who are bringing down the standard of the library science courses being imparted through cultural through open access system. It should be stopped immediately. So this is from the heavy heart I am telling you. Heavy heart. A lot of development, ST science technology, a lot of ITs has come off, grown off like that. So if people are exposed or encounter or come across many IT gadgets, IT developments, IT use in imparting or rendering or giving away services to your clientele. But be practical, whatever possible, render or impart or provide, and be very cordial to the researcher or a user. Don't be discouraging them. If you have it, be polite, give a smile, whatever possible, whatever resource you have, provide them, give them, or give them tips. Once the smile is on their face, the smile is automatically come to your face. So that is the motto of the library science or library scientist or librarian, always taught, always advised, always preached, always, you know, uh, uh, spoken by my teachers, mentors, by my seniors. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot to everybody. Once again, Raja Sahab, Masum Rajaji, he had undergone a surgery. I'm sorry to say that. And I wish on our behalf, everybody, we should wish him better and well health, better and speedy recovery. Once again, Dr. Raja and Dr. Director Madam of the Madam from the Study Center, to all of you who have come and who have not come, who are attending from different parts, scattered over today. So thank you very much. Please ask. I will be happy if you ask some of the questions, if anything difficult or anything. I'm always there. My number is there. My email is there. Whenever in work or anything you need.
Thank you, Dr. Barsab. I think participants are listening very engrossed and you kept them engaging. So I think it was the comments are that the lecture was informative also and it was practical also. So if any participant is having any query or anything they would like to clarify from resource person, you are welcome. We have still 5 to 7 minutes. So if there is any query from anyone, please.
Please feel free. Robin is there. Robin from Gauravanga University. Robin, are you there? Total 86, Masum. Hello, Dr. Masum. Hello.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Praveen, are you there? Praveen from Gauravanga University, assistant professor. He's not there. He has left. Hello.
I think he has left, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Please.
Hello, sir. My name is Kulam Sundar Samito. Sir, can you speak briefly about human disasters? Again, sir.
Human disaster, na? So
Yes, sir,
what exactly? you are from which institution?
Sir, I'm from Prabhu Jawabantu College. It's located in Howrah, West Bengal.
Okay, Howrah. Achha. So you are it is in government college?
No, sir, it's not a government, but it's a government-aided college.
Okay, very good. And you did your master degree from where? Or belief science from which university? Jadavpur or Bardhaman?
Sir, Vidyasagar University.
Vidyasagar University. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Where Mr. Rath is there, na?
Yes, sir. He's my supervisor.
Okay. Well, I think when I was in Bardhaman University in 75, 76, one of our teacher, he was a part-time, Amlanshu Sengupta.
Yes, sir.
He's no more, I think, huh? The point
Yes,
you
sir,
are asking for human resource. Human resource means you the negligence or the what is called deliberate attempt. If you are suppose not willing to work and you are dissatisfied in getting salary from the institution, so you will neglect. You will not switch off at the time of closing the library. Switch off the boards or switch boards. Then you will not close the door properly. Then there is a lot of ACs are there. You are not switch off the ACs, and there is fire extinguisher like that. Then suppose even the furniture are already broken. You are not taking interest to repair it, neither by the librarian nor the supporting staff, nor like that. Then every year there should be the old books should be properly kept, and you should also what is called the signage. So where to go, how to exist, there should be properly, and there should be proper drill every 6 months or every 3 months. If any case of disaster, how to go out, or how to get in, or how to how to, what is called, to face the, if her brooks out, or if there is heavy rain occurred during daytime or the night time. So how to, there should be training classes for the library users as well as staff. So these are the human factor, human factor. This is called. If I so to say, the training should be there. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other point? And you have the how big is your library?
Sir, it's not big, but we have like already 4,000 students.
Okay, oh, very good. It's a good college.
Yes, sir.
It is a postgraduate college.
Yes, sir. It's a postgraduate college. 3 subjects have a postgraduate degree
Mhm.
subject.
So how far it is from Howrah station?
Sir, it's 20 kilometers from Howrah station.
Towards Shibpur?
Towards not, sir. It's just after Santragachi station.
Oh, Santragiri, towards our
Santragachi, yes.
towards
Yes,
our Odisha,
towards
towards
Kolaghat,
Madras line.
towards Medinapur. Yes.
Oh, Medinapur, correct. Santragiri.
Yes, yes, sir, yes.
The Shibpur College librarian, Sanskrit College librarian was my reader and head, Vijayanath Mukherjee. He no more. He was instrumental in creating or establishing library science department in library science department in Bardhaman University. Very, very pious and very thorough gentleman, Vijayanath Mukherjee. And then one of my mentor, Pulin Borua, under whom I did my PhD. He's no more also. He died in 2021 during COVID. He was staying with his son. His son is in bank officer in Hyderabad, State Bank of Hyderabad. So I think another teacher, I think 2-3 teachers of my time is no more. I think Bardhaman University now headed by 2 assistant lecturers only. Very, 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 very poorly maintained department. And there is no librarian for years together. The Kanchan Kamila, I spoke to him. I think he's the deputy librarian or assistant librarian. He's looking after the library. Another central university, Kalyani, sorry, Vishwabharati, no librarian. And Bengal, please tell me.
Sir, one thing
Here-
which there, can I add?
Yes, please.
Sir, through a study, actually, I have come to know that many library professionals, I'm not telling for India, but all over the world.
Right.
So right now are not interested to provide a right kind of service to the users.
Correct.
So the unwillingness is called a human disaster. Is it type of disaster?
Because dissatisfaction, because they don't take any interest. It is not called exactly. That is dissatisfaction regarding non-fulfillment their career advancement. There is no satisfaction for salary. There is no satisfaction for their status. There is no satisfaction for their identity. So so you will not take any interest. So let the library go to hell. Let it be fire. Let it be flooded. Let it be deluged by flood water. Let it be madman disaster means on many factors. So he will sometimes, once you are frustrated, he will deliberately throw a cigarette butt in the corner so that there will be fire. So, as I showed you the Bori Bhandarkar Receptory Institution. So how the miscreants responsible for damaging the library materials, buildings, the furniture, so everything like that. So attitude, the professional or the librarian, suppose there is no professor, even lecturer in charge, professor in charge in a library, if he doesn't have attitude or aptitude, both are there. So library, there is no library to function like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions, dear friend. Any other, please?
Sir, here Vijay from Maharashtra.
Oh,
sir,
so many people from Maharashtra. Thank you very much.
yes, there is any written disaster management plan for archival libraries or other?
There is, yes, there is, but it is not implemented. But I think we have a special group by the Disaster Management Authority, by the Home Ministry. I think they have, printed some, I think some written documents are there. But the review, I think it was 6-7 years before. After that, I don't think they have. I think last March there is a seminar in Aligarh Muslim University by Department of Library Information Science. 1 or 2 persons were invited by the seminar by AMU people from the Disaster Management Authority. They have some policy, but it is not properly circulated. Like you have inquisitiveness, you have interest to get a copy. So if you can write to Disaster Management Authority, you can get a copy, both
Yes,
soft
yes,
copy,
yes.
as well as hard copy. You people
Yes,
can
sir.
get it. Yes,
It
free
is
of
not.
cost.
It is not implemented yet, sir.
Bas. Library, as I told, I'm sorry, library gets lowest priority, last priority in every sphere of life. In your state government, in central government, in autonomous organization, in scientific organization, in medical organization, in IT organization, in whatever, like that. And also we are responsible. We are also partly responsible for the what is called the degradation or the downsizing or the level or the poor functionality or the poor personality or the lack of interest or proper service not being provided by us, including me. Why should I not be part of that? Because I am in the system. You are also in the system. Even if I theft or even if I pilfer things from the library, so I am one of the I'm a thief, one among you, like that. Why British libraries are very good? Why French libraries are very good? Why American library that Carnage? He was a businessman. And whole America is every village, every town, every block, beautiful building by Carnage. He came as started a small business and he was a tycoon of steel business in America. And he came from European countries and he established such a beautiful library system in America. And America is one of the leading country in education, in IT, in medical.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, myself, Dr. Satok Chakraborty. I
Uh-huh.
listen all of your session. Actually, my PhD is on disaster resilience.
Oh, good.
So, it is not related to library, but rather for information science. Actually, I dealt with the cognitive portion of human brain, so that
Okay.
how a piece of information actually processing within the human, and it
Uh-huh.
leads a person towards taking the preparedness activities or preparedness actions, so that as a whole the community can
Be
achieve the
benefited.
yes, community resilience. That's my work. I have done it under the supervision of Professor Shobuj Kumar Choudhury of University of Calcutta.
Okay.
So it's a very great experience for me to listen any kind of disaster related topic in RC.
So you are doing it, your PhD, ne?
Yes, I have completed it.
Oh, good.
Uh, so I have completed my PhD on this topic,
Mhm.
and in this year only I have awarded.
Oh, good.
So it's a very good experience for me to hear
Did
this
you
topic.
did you receive any literature from Disaster Management Authority? I think Calcutta government of West Bengal must have some disaster mitigating plan by the Home
They
Department.
have, yes, they have that, sir. But all those plans are just started from the 2005 that you have mentioned.
I
Earlier,
see.
they don't have any kind of plans, and those plans are very much district oriented. And what I have seen, sir,
Mhm.
by conducting this research, that all those disaster mitigating plans are just
Mhm.
concerned with the structural engineers,
Right.
electrical engineers, or these
Yes.
kind of people. But
System.
involvement of social scientists to understand the human psychology, or you can say the human relationship in the community, is very much lagging.
Correct.
my PhD has been adjudicated by one of the professor from other discipline. He's from marine science, Tuhin Ghosh of Jadavpur University. He
Mhm.
also acknowledged this point that son, this is the harsh reality, because when we heard about disaster, we always rush towards the structural engineers. And in countries like India, if a tornado hit any country or any city, so the first and the foremost, what you can say, the intention of the government is to cut those trees and sell those woods to the businessmen. In West Bengal, this is the harsh reality, sir. As
Yes.
you have done your PhD under the Pulon Bolwa sir, so you must know the demographic context of West Bengal and sociological context of West Bengal. This is the harsh reality, sir.
Everywhere, in Odisha also, not only West Bengal. So, क्या करें?
Yes.
This is our fate. But I have also, you have a pioneer in the field of library science who is no more, Prabir Rai Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
When
Certainly.
he
Hello,
taught.
hello, sir.
Yes,
I
please.
think we are exceeding time. We are we are exceeding now. So
Okay.
I'll request all the participants to whatever query is. Still, if you have any query, you can mail him. I'll provide you the mail address, mail ID. So you can just have any. If you have any query, you can
Yes.
write a mail to him, or you can call him anytime, or we can have him expert in some other time. So because we are already facing the shortage now, the second resource person is in the queue. So I'll thank Dr. Bar Saab on behalf of the department, on behalf of the HRDC, and on behalf of the participants. I'll thank him once again for sharing all his experience and expertise related to archives and the management of archives. I hope it was received well, understood well, and all the queries have been solved up to the satisfaction. Is it so?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Masum.
Dr. Basav,
Thank you, sir.
participants
you,
are more than
sir.
happy. So thank you once
Thank you.
again. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Participants